Truth, really that's all we know. Keep it real and authentic, this truth be told. Only the truth. Tune in, cause you gotta watch. It's like you with us while we kick it in the barbershop. Here to motivate and inspire. Hosted by the real deal and the God Barber. I hope that you ready, keep it funny and edgy. Let's go. You already know. Truth be told, let's go.
Welcome to another edition of Troof Be Told. I'm your host, Real Deal, and I got the one and only, and the Miss One and Only, my boy T Green, the God Barber, and also D-Ray in the building tonight. How y'all doing, man?
Good, man.
How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. You know, hey, I'm kind of hyped right now, Green.
Yeah, man.
Huh?
Yeah, me too, man.
Yeah.
It's a special guest we have tonight.
Yeah.
Tonight, I might sing a song, real. I'm not gonna sing because I don't
Something on your
want
heart,
my
Green?
guests to leave.
Yeah.
Something on your heart?
Yeah.
A song on my heart.
What's on your heart, Green? What's on your heart?
God did it.
Well, listen, man. I at some point, Green, like we always know, Green always has something special to share with everybody, especially when it comes down to a gospel song. But hey, check this out, man.
boy.
When we talk about gospel, make sure you guys go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and click it while you got this opportunity to. It's one of the things that we've always kind of talked about when it comes down to supporting Truth Be Told, and you could do that. The only thing you ask is that you hit that button. If you want to hit the bell, go ahead and hit the bell too, so you know you don't miss it, right? So please go ahead and subscribe to our channel. Well, I don't want to waste any more time.
Jump into it.
Man, listen. Y'all know we don't just bring just anybody to Truth Be Told. Right?
No, sir.
We don't just do it like that.
No, sir.
Right.
Right. But when we do bring them, it got to be for some substance.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Something has to be going on.
Yes, sir.
So, man, our next guest is a certified. I'm going to say it again. He's certified in the legendary territory.
Yes,
Certified.
sir.
All right. I don't know if you last time you put a stamp on anything, but Green tonight, we're going to put that stamp on it, man. He's the type of baller that left his mark wherever he played. A record breaker. He's a straight competitor, real one who demanded respect on the court. His legacy is cemented. Sometimes y'all don't know if you understand what cemented means. You know, it's kind of hard. I mean, it's paved down.
It's in there.
It's there. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
in You got to
can't
get
do
some
nothing about it.
powerful tools to get it up.
You said I did. His story is powerful, man. And tonight, we're going to tap into all of that. Y'all help me welcome the one and only, the great Waite Bellamy.
Mr. Bellamy in the house. Mr. Bellamy.
Welcome.
Yes,
Welcome
sir.
to
Welcome.
Truth Be Told. How you doing?
Oh, great. It's
Yeah.
a pleasure to be here, man.
Man, you look good,
I'm
too.
talking about
Hey,
it's
man, it's
good,
all right.
man.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, listen, I want to, a lot of times when we start these type of interviews, we want to start kind of in the beginning, right?
Yeah.
And there may be some people that may not know you. I'm pretty sure there are a lot of people that do. And I'm pretty sure when this broadcast airs, we're going to have a lot of people tune in. Where did you grow up at?
Well, I grew up at Bradenton. I was born in Lakeland, Florida. I came to Bradenton at about 7 years old, and I grew up right here in Bradenton. And right there in the Rogers Project, we grew up right there, man.
Yes,
till,
sir.
What is called Green?
till I
Yes, sir.
graduated
Great
from
jungle,
Lincoln,
huh?
and then I had the fortunate to get a scholarship to FAMU.
All right.
basketball.
Before we go to FAMU, because
Uh-oh.
we
Look.
fortunate somewhere else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We don't want to jump to FAMU.
Yeah.
But you're right. You
Yeah.
got that scholarship. We're going to talk about that scholarship.
Where you see the hat now?
Yeah. I see the hat. That's a proud.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But yeah.
But you said Rogers Projects, and I know a lot of time me and Green have talked about what he likes to call the concrete jungle.
Yeah.
Junk.
How was it growing up in Rogers Projects?
Man, you know what? It was so popular. A lot of the good athletes and everybody was living in the projects, and there were a lot of people who were living outside of the project wanted to live in the project because that was the place to be.
Yeah.
You know, the concrete jungle, man.
Yeah.
man, everybody knew everybody, and everybody was not, not wealthy. We were
Right.
poor,
Right.
and we looked after one another. People didn't even lock their doors, so we didn't lock their doors, man. On the weekends, my mom would go to work and leave the door open so my buddies can walk in the house, and I'm in the bed on the weekend. They just walk right in.
Yeah.
Things like that. So we were all good, man. It
That's
was all.
awesome.
Nobody stole from anything. People hang their clothes out. They didn't have to worry about stealing from one another. Why? Because everybody, you don't have anything. Why would you take from somebody?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was not going on. We didn't have much crime around and stuff like that at that time.
At that time. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
so it was a kind of a pleasure.
Mr. Bellamy, so I'm sorry, real.
Go ahead.
Okay, I know when I grew up in the project, I know that's supposed to be in a place of poverty,
Yeah.
But I didn't feel like it.
No.
My parents did a good job of making us feel like we wasn't poor. Did you feel like you was poor in the project?
No, man. I had, since I was an only child, and there were other families who had, we had a 2-bedroom place, and other people had 4 bedrooms because there had a lot of kids and everything.
Yeah.
And for example, one of my best friends was Raymond Bonds, and he was single mom. Man, they had good gobs of kids.
Yeah.
And sometimes, man, he didn't have enough to eat.
Yeah.
But he'd come to my house, my mom would feed him, and other people would feed him, and that's one of the ways we looked after one another.
Oh, okay.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
You in Rogers Projects, that's in Bradenton. And the thing about that, around that time, you didn't go to school at Manatee High School.
No, man, they wouldn't let us go. No, it was still segregation, man. I'm talking about when we started living in the project. It was the mid-50s.
Okay.
Okay, the mid-50s.
Okay.
So that's when the project started in '53, I believe.
Okay.
And I moved in there when I was like 13 years old.
Okay.
And we lived there until I graduated from high school in 1959 from Lincoln.
So
Lincoln.
how did you, I hear when I talk to, like my father-in-law who attended Lincoln and other folks that attended Lincoln, it always is, it's a certain amount of pride about attending Lincoln Memorial High School. Like when you were growing up, and like you said, you couldn't attend Manatee, were you looking forward to that experience of going to Lincoln?
Yes, because the teachers there all knew we had problems. Most of the kids that come from that kind of background, and they looked after us.
Okay.
They wanted to make sure, and they did their very best to teach us what we needed to know to go through life. And we loved our teachers. We just, that was a very close bond between you and your teachers at that time. So we didn't give the teachers any problems. They didn't give us any problems, and so we look forward to going to school.
Yeah.
Now, was those teachers in the same neighborhoods that you grew up? Did they come out of those neighborhoods too, like the projects?
Yeah. Well, no, the teachers, no teachers lived in the project.
Okay.
Most teachers, they're making a decent salary enough not to have to live in the project. You had to be very low income to be able to qualify to live in the project. Anybody just couldn't live in there.
So it's more so income restricted.
Based on income. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
One interesting thing that I learned is that, I've always thought you were just a basketball player. But that's not the case, right?
Well, no, it's not.
Well, God darn. I keep hearing about basketball,
No,
basketball,
man.
basketball.
Man, football, man. that football thing, man, that was a pleasure, man. I played that football when I was in 7th grade, man. I was a water boy, man. I just wanted to be out there around the football thing, man.
Yeah.
I'd run out there with a bucket of water with a dipper. That's what we had then. They didn't have that Gatorade stuff.
Oh, yeah, that dipper.
A bucket of water, man. Everybody drink out the same dipper.
God,
Right.
dog.
Yeah, man.
that dimple.
Oh, man, I run out there with pride. You know?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Part
So
of the
I
team.
did that. I said, but at the same time, I didn't realize I was growing up. Still 8th grade, and I was growing, getting a little bigger and everything.
yeah.
And one in my got to be 9th grade. My coach said, "Whoa, you playing football now? You know I'm a water boy. You gonna be playing football." And so okay, all right.
Yeah.
I already kind of knew what was going on because I was around it all the time. So
Right.
I went home, told my mom, "I'm playing football." "Oh no, you might get hurt." I said, "No, Mom, but the coach said I'm playing football."
Right,
And then
right.
whatever the coach say, that goes.
goes.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, so that's how I started playing football.
Well, what position you played
Well,
though?
you know, I started out as a center because I used to snap the ball for the practice, for the kick.
Yeah.
Oh, and I got good at that. You know, I'd run out there, I'd snap the ball on the sideline to practice. And then now my first job was to be a substitute when we 4th down. I run on the field and I'm gonna snap the ball to the kicker.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I did that for a year. Then the next year I was a center.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay,
full-time
okay,
center.
okay,
On
okay.
offense.
Gotcha.
But then I played linebacker on defense.
Okay.
And then I got a little bigger, you know, you get bigger. Then I had to move over from center to left tackle.
Uh-huh.
But I still played that linebacker. That was the thing.
Man, that's crazy, man. Listen,
Yeah, I'm telling
Mr.
you.
Bellamy from the project.
Yeah.
I'm from the project.
Yeah.
He started playing football. His first position was center.
Yeah.
That was my first position.
Is that right?
So it must be a project thing, man. Got to start off at center.
Yeah.
And I
you
played a
know.
little linebacker too. That's crazy.
That's
Yeah,
wild.
man, because, you know, that's the thing, you know, because, see, it's 2 guards, you got 2 tackles, you got
Yep.
2 ends,
Yeah.
but a center, you and the quarterback, you all on the thing, y'all,
Yeah.
one of y'all.
Yeah.
So you had to be pretty good at that, you know, and I like the idea that I'm out there. You don't start that game until I snap that.
Right.
You don't
Right.
start
Got
that
that
play
money.
until I snap that ball.
Right.
You know,
right,
you
right.
take pride in your
That's
stuff,
crazy.
you know
Yeah.
what you do.
That's
but,
awesome.
But I had, but by the time I was a senior, you know, I was all-state both basketball and football. I had a choice
Okay.
to play either one,
Okay.
and
okay.
I chose to play basketball.
You chose to play
But it was
basketball.
nothing like going out on Friday night
Now,
and putting those pads on.
man, you getting a little hot yourself, Mr. Bellamy. Oh no, man. Oh no, it's like you want to suit up
Man,
right now.
no, man. No, man. Coach Shannon to get the juices going, man. Oh, man, you know.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing like that, man.
Nothing like that.
Yeah, I miss that more than anything.
So let me tell you,
Yeah.
man, I mean, because you know, I hear the stories all the time. I hear, you know, that level of football, the athletes y'all had at Lincoln Memorial,
Yeah.
compared to now. You just hear the stories,
Yeah.
and I can only imagine that we think about, you know, just when we grew up, there was 4 high schools, and
Yeah.
it was kind of split up.
Yeah.
You talk about one high school where everybody had to go, right?
Yes, and the other teams we played against had the same thing.
Same
Yeah.
thing.
You go to St. Pete, Gibbs, man,
Gibbs,
they
yeah.
bad boys over
Yeah,
there, man.
yeah,
You
yeah.
go to Bato, all those Polk County
Yeah,
teams over
yeah.
there, man. You're at 4 or 5 Polk County teams, bad boys over there, man.
Yeah.
So we all had that thing beating up on each other and all that. You know, took pride in playing one another. Yeah.
Yeah.
Golly.
Yeah.
So how was it
Yeah.
playing for Coach Shannon?
Well, I played mostly for Coach Hepburn. Coach
Okay.
Hepburn was the head coach, and Coach Shannon was the assistant coach at that time. We
Oh,
only
okay.
had 2 coaches at the time I
Okay.
played.
Okay.
You didn't have all these other guys, you know.
2 coaches.
Yeah, 2 coaches, Coach Hepburn and Coach
For
Shannon.
the whole team?
Yeah. Yeah. You know, and they had to coach everything. And then we play our last football game on Friday night. On Monday, basketball practice.
Wow.
Both of them.
Both of them.
Wow.
Basketball practice. We didn't have track. You didn't have baseball. You didn't have anything else.
Football and basketball.
Basketball practice.
So they was the coaches for basketball too?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing, man.
When did you realize that, you know what, I think I got a handle on this basketball stuff?
Well, when Coach told me, Coach Hepburn, he told me, he said, you know, Waite, you know, he could see that I had a good shot and I could shoot the ball and I could play pretty good. And he told me, he said, you know what, if you shoot 100 shots a day, you could improve your shooting. You know, because I want to send you to college and I want you to be better. You're going to have to do, other guys going to be there and this, that. And I thought, I said, now, you know what? If I shoot 100 shots a day, I'll be better. But what if I shoot 1,000 shots a day?
Mm-hmm.
That's what my mind told me.
Yeah.
So in order to do that, I had to go out and practice by myself. A lot of kids don't want to practice in the hot sun. Well, I did.
Mm.
You know, I go out there and I shoot. And then I developed another attitude that I wanted to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So my ball would go in the basket, but if it touched the rim, I wouldn't count it.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
See, it had to not touch the rim.
Nothing but net.
So that made me concentrate even more
Right.
to do that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so I became a very good shooter. And I was known from around the state of Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let Mr. Bellamy. I wore number 5, and then when I played, I used to hear the little girls on the sideline. Don't let number 5 shoot. You know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But you know what, man?
Yeah.
It's an honor to have you here with us on Troof Be Told, and especially talking about Lincoln. You know, y'all say Lincoln. You know, we say Lincoln.
Yeah.
Y'all say Lincoln.
Yeah.
Could you hear? I hear. I'm a barber, so I hear all the stories, but I mostly hear about Chip Nelson, Edgy Hart,
Yeah.
Ray Bellamy.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't hardly hear Waite Bellamy.
Be-
You know.
Yeah.
But I know you. Was you before them?
Yes, I was way before.
Yeah.
See, I saw them as kids growing up. See? They came behind me, and then
Yeah.
and so when I went to college, and I left them.
Yeah.
Okay, but because we would all be at the rec all day long at 13th Street.
Okay.
And we'd be there all day long playing and this, that, and the other. And so I used to beat them up all the time, beat them up. And I told them one day, I said, I'm going to beat y'all till I probably after 50, I'm going to beat you. And boy, when I started coming back, those guys started growing up. Well, Chip came pretty good.
Yeah.
Edge and all those guys, Jasper and all of them, man, we
Jasper,
played, you know.
Okay.
But all of them, they were watching me. You see, and that's why it's very important how you carry yourself because you never know
Yeah.
who's watching
It's
you.
true.
That's right.
And so some of them tell me today that they were watching me. And so I take pride in that. Jasper talked about that at his church. You know, he invited me at his church, and I had to speak at his church, Jasper Jackson.
Yeah.
And all. They became pretty good. And I understand Chip was really good, you know, after that. A lot of people think Chip was, you know, the man.
Yeah.
You know, but, you know, so they all, who was the best? Was it Waite or Chip? You know.
Yeah.
Well, that's up to y'all, you know, just talk about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because, and there's one thing I regret is that I was before, even in college and in semi-pro and all that, it was before they were taking videos. So I've never seen myself play.
Wow.
And that's one thing. I was just before they started filming everything.
Wow.
So I've never had a chance to see myself play on film.
You know what?
So I regret that.
And well, it's one of the things you couldn't help, right?
Yeah, right.
And I can it's so funny you say that because I was just trying to find my little league tape to show one of my little kids, right?
Yeah.
But just imagine being able to have that footage,
Yeah.
so your kids could really see you out there on the court. That's special.
Right.
So man, let me ask you this: like during that time, you mentioned St. Pete and the schools in Polk County and stuff like that. But typically, somebody always have a rival, right? If
Yeah.
it wasn't a rival school, maybe it was a rival athlete.
Yes.
Did you have one of them while you was at Lincoln?
Yeah, well, we always Sarasota, Booker High School. They were a rival, but we always took care of them boys because
Yeah.
now we had girls basketball too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Sarasota Booker High School had a pretty good girls basketball team, but we had the best boys basketball team. So we always beat the boys, but those Sarasota girls always beat our girls and things like that. But that school down there in 1955, Booker was the first school on the west coast of Florida to have a gym. It was a small gym and everything. So they used to have the tournaments there. And so, especially the girls' tournaments, they used to have the girls' tournaments, and all those Polk County come over there to play, and those Polk County girls, man, they were tough.
Yeah.
And so, and Sarasota girls had a good team too.
Yeah.
And but they think they built their gym in 1955, and we had a gym. Our gym, first gym was built in 1957.
Oh.
Before that, you wouldn't believe it, we played our games on the outdoor courts
Oh,
in the
man.
wintertime.
In the wintertime.
In the wintertime. And people, we
played-
having nowhere to sit. They had to stand around the court, and to keep warm, they had burning wood in barrels,
Oh.
55-gallon drums.
Man.
And people standing around there to watch the games and everything. We'd
And
be
you
out
got a
there.
lot of people out there, Miss Bellamy.
Well, not a whole lot, but there were people out there to watch the game.
Right.
You know where to sit. You stand around because
Right.
that was the place to go. If you don't go to the games and stuff, there's nowhere else to go.
Right.
Right.
You know.
Right.
My
So
goodness.
people want to get out and go and support their school and their teams and everything. But I played a couple of years, my 8th and 9th grade years, on the outdoor court.
What?
And that's in 1957. I was in 10th grade, and I went inside to play in that first gym in there. And I was a starter with all 4 seniors.
Golly.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
And
awesome.
just hearing that story, man, sometimes we don't know how good we had it. You
Yeah.
know, I came
Right.
up, we played inside.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we also played at the park too outside.
Yeah.
But when we wanted to play a real basketball game,
Yeah.
we wanted to be on a wooden floor.
Yeah.
And y'all out there
Yeah.
outside, Miss Belly, in the cold,
In the cold.
barrels of fire.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Now what? You know, with global warming and cold, and everything is getting more cold, and the heat is more, a little hotter going up. We didn't look at it. We weren't that. We didn't think we were that
Yeah.
cold.
Oh, yeah.
But you
Yeah.
talking about, basketball season. That's the winter sport.
That's a one sport. Yeah.
Yeah, and you out there, with the basketball uniforms on,
That's awesome.
and yeah.
Wow.
Golly, man.
Yeah.
Well, you had the privilege of going to the next level of higher learning, and also playing at like you said back then, it was still, you was only select the schools that you can go to. But why FAMU? I mean, there was other HBCUs.
Well, yeah, but Bethune tried to recruit me, and they wanted me to play both sports. At Bethune, is not as big.
Right.
You talking about back in? I graduated in 1959, and the coach wanted me to play both sports. I wanted to play basketball for Tennessee State. Tennessee State came down to recruit me for football. But I said, and I told the coach, he interviewed me, and I said, I want to play basketball. I didn't know anything better. I said, but I don't want to play football. hey, I came down here, to recruit you for football. I don't, So
Yeah.
he, instead of him saying, well, I'll get in contact with the basketball coach and tell him, he didn't do it. And Southern wanted me to play basketball, but I ended up going to FAMU, and FAMU said you can play whatever you want to play.
There it
He
is.
said, I heard you were good at Jake Gaither.
Yes.
He said he was the athletic director and everything, and he said you can play whatever you want to play. And I said, well, I want to play basketball. Well, they had 1,000 guys out there with football anyway.
Yeah.
But because that's the same thing.
Yep. Same
It was
thing.
segregation.
Yeah.
We couldn't go to Florida State. In Florida, no. And so later on in '66, and that's where Ray Bellamy. There was a guy who went to University of Miami, and he was tired of seeing all those good players missing out. University of Miami was missing out on not letting these guys. So somehow they picked Ray Bellamy. He was a good student and everything, and he was a good football player, and they chose him to be the first to integrate the South in the scholarship from the University of Miami. And he went down there, and he had all kind of problems, I understand, but he was a good football player. He made the team, was doing very well until he had an auto accident out on Alligator out at the end of his career. He stayed there and was the president, ended up being the president of the student body and graduated.
Yeah.
So kudos to him, and I was very proud, because I'm a sports follower too. I follow everybody naturally, and I heard about what they did, and it would kill a Lawrence or whatever from going from here. I heard all about that, and so that was a sad situation over there that happened.
What was in Tallahassee during that time? He was at FAMU. What was racism like?
Oh
back
man,
then?
it was segregated, man. Oh man, we had to ride the buses. We had to be the last ones on the bus. We had to line up along the bus. That bus station's down in on the Greyhound buses, and so they had to let the white people get on first, and we had to get all the seats that's left. We couldn't sit up front. We had to sit in the back. And so riding from Tallahassee all the way to Bradenton, you had to, if there were no seats, you got to stand up. So a lot of times they had to stand up, and I had to hold like that to make sure you get your balance on while the bus is riding and everything.
The whole way?
Well, not sometimes the whole way, but if a seat becomes available, somebody get off somewhere.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. But if you couldn't, half of that bus, you couldn't get up there. Or up front. If nobody was up there, you were not allowed to sit in front of the bus.
So when you went off to college, was your mom afraid because of how racism was back then? Was she afraid when you left?
Well, it's
away
hard to
from her?
tell because my mom, was busy trying to keep above, trying to take care of herself and everything. And when I left, that lightened a little bit of burden on her. She still had me in college, but she couldn't send me any money too much, and send me a box of this, a box of that, with some peanut butter and jelly and guava jelly she made, and some Vienna sausages and stuff like that. I get a box every now and then, but she was not concerned about that because she was not up on that. You don't get that news. You don't have the television and all that to know what's going on up there. But that's when I was up there during the time when the sit-ins first started, in the early 60s. It started in the HBCU up on the schools in Tennessee. It started, we couldn't go to, you can go to the McCrory 10-cent stores and you can buy stuff, but they wouldn't let us sit at the counter to eat and order food and stuff like that. And that's how the sit-in started. And so we would go downtown. Jake Gaither told all the athletes he was afraid for us to go downtown because he didn't want us to get put in jail. He thought maybe that would affect our scholarships.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which it didn't, but that was his mindset.
Right.
So he told none of the athletes to go downtown. So we didn't, but our students did. And they were sprayed, and they were pepper sprayed, and they shot water on them, and they put them in jail. And then another group a bigger group would go downtown. We couldn't go to the theaters and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And they had to let the other ones out to put the other ones in jail, and it became redundant.
Oh man.
Yeah, to do that.
Wow.
Until and later on in the 60s, they integrated. They finally gave in. And now Tallahassee is one of the, better places to live. A lot of kids I went to school with stayed up there and made a career and did well for themselves after that. But I said, oh Lord, I would never go back to Tallahassee to live, But it's not a bad place now.
And that's what to me, that story right there, to me, put you on a different pedestal because the stuff that you had to go through and still maintain your mind to play basketball and to go to school with all that stuff around, you know. Because I used to, when you watch these movies, civil rights movies, sometimes I don't like to watch it because it gets you kind of upset.
Yeah.
And I used to always wonder, like, what was the mindset of y'all back in those days? Did y'all wake up every day afraid to leave the house? Afraid to move around, afraid to travel.
Yeah.
You know?
Now that's another thing. We were not afraid. Well, we were afraid to travel because when you travel, they wouldn't let us stay in the hotels and stuff like that. Or you go to a gas station anywhere down south, and they wouldn't let you go to the bathroom, or they say the colors around the back. Or they'll say it's out of order or something like that. Tell you that because they want you to use the period. It's out of order. And so you had to make a decision whether to get your gas and just go on, or if you got enough gas, try to go on to the next place. So you had to suffer through things like that. And so back in you were afraid that if you break down on the side of the road, that kind of got you.
Right.
But one of the thing that you all may not understand this, but when I was 13 years old, 13, 14, that's when the Emmett Till story came out. Now, that was a shock around the world.
Right.
Like most time something like that happen, it kind of stays in its thing. But that mother made sure, his mother made sure that was a shot around the world. She wanted everybody to know. And you see pictures of it. How they mutilated his body, how they did him, and all that kind of stuff. And that's what's in that museum in D.C. right now.
Yeah.
That's the only exhibit that you're not allowed to take pictures. If you ever go to that museum, y'all need to go and see that.
Wow.
But if you want to know a little bit about the story, about what Martin Luther King and all the people we were going through, watch that movie called Selma.
Okay. Let me, while we on FAMU, and I can't help but to think about all the countless practices you did when you were in Bradenton to get your shot and to get to a place where you were proficient and averaging, what it was, 20, what?
Yeah, 20. Yeah, my
24?
last senior year, I averaged 28 points a game.
28 points a game. Right.
17 rebounds.
Oh, Lord.
And I still hold the individual record, 53 points to this day.
So
And there were no three-pointers at the time.
See, that's
let me say
that's the thing, boy.
two things. One, you hear people nowadays, they averaging 30-some points a game, right? 30-some points, 32 points, 31 points, whatever. And that's impressive. True enough, that is impressive to score like that. Especially, and I look at some of the tapes and I hear some of the stories of when you were playing and people that were playing prior to this new NBA, right? Yeah. And how open things are, and it's not as, as they say, rough and tough and all that good stuff, right? As it was back in the day. To me, to average 28 points back then carries a different weight to me. Being that it wasn't a 3-point.
Right.
Being that it wasn't a shot clock. Being that the game wasn't as open. You had, I guess, the traditional 2 bigs down low. Being that the game was just a more physical game. So to be able to do that and to say that I averaged 28.17 rebounds per game.
Per game.
How does that make you feel?
Well,
And Miss Wade, you was shooting from way out there too. You was shooting from.
yeah. I was a scorer. I did all the score, all kind of scores. You get free throws, you know. I get offensive rebounds. I was aggressive, and I just like to score, and I like to outwork you. I'm gonna try to outwork you, I just had that attitude, and I just wanted to be the best I could be, and so I was the first one in Manatee County history to be named All-American. I was All-American, small college, All-American. UPI on one team, I was the second team on one team and third team on another team. They have first team, second team, third team.
Wow.
And back there with Willis Reed was on first team from Grambling.
Okay.
I was on second team.
Wow.
All-American. And I was also the first African-American to be drafted into the NBA from Manatee County. I was drafted by the St. Louis Hawks in the NBA. Now, I did not make the team because back that time, it was very difficult to make the team back there being black. They were trying to keep as many black people out of the league as they possibly could. They did not want, in their vision, they did not want it to turn into what it is today. Like a black league.
Yes, absolutely.
And they thought the white people would reject it.
Right.
But they didn't know that the people would gravitate toward good basketball. They want to see good basketball.
Right.
And so when the Hawks drafted me, there were only 9 teams in the whole NBA. 9. 9 is 32. Okay, so
Wow.
so when I didn't make the team, then they told me, said, well, wait, if you want to continue to play basketball, there's a league called the Eastern League. And so I said, what? You ever heard of it? No. So if you want to continue to play, there's a league up there and everything. And so I'm going to put you in contact with this team. So he did. They put me in contact. So, oh, Lord, I get a chance to play some more. I was never going to play basketball again. I was going to go back to FAMU, finish up my degree, come back and teach and coach like my coaches, Coach Shannon, all those, And but I went up there and I made the team up there.
You had to try out.
Yeah, I had to try out. It was a new team. We added to the league, and they were looking for players. And I made the team, and I played up there 8 years in that league. And I ended up one of the leading scorers in that league. And I won a couple of championships. I led the team in scoring.
MVP.
Now, was there a lot of blacks in that
Yeah,
league?
because a lot of blacks and white, because so many players kept graduating out of college and didn't have any place to play.
Oh.
They didn't have these overseas and all these other leagues you can go in like they have today.
Right.
Okay.
So there was only the NBA and that Eastern League. So the accumulation of good players coming out of college and nowhere to play.
Yeah.
So a lot of guys just didn't play, or a lot of guys went to the Eastern League. So I want to play and have a little fun. We weren't making a lot of money. We only played on the weekend, Saturdays and Sundays, because most people who played like I did, you got a job. You didn't make enough money to play full time. So I was teaching school.
Right.
See, I taught school and then played on Saturday and Sunday.
So,
Oh, man.
So
now you kind of skipped something.
so now I played in a championship game We won the championship. In the final game, I scored 53 points, and we won the championship. Now, the high score I made during the time I was there was 62 points.
Man, you walking bucket, man. Wait.
With no three-pointer.
Wait,
Okay,
no,
They did.
I'm trying to figure out.
They did have 3-pointers. They developed 3-pointers. But they weren't using 3-pointers as a weapon like they do today.
Wow.
Oh,
Gotcha.
okay.
So I was not a 3-point, never a 3-point shooter.
Gotcha.
Okay.
You know, I didn't never practice that.
Okay.
That midi though.
Yeah.
That midi was dangerous, boy.
Okay, but since we on this
So
this league, you think some of the teams in that league could have competed with some of the NBA teams?
well, cool. Okay. So one of the teams I was on, we had those good players, and some of these guys were All-American at their schools and everything and all that. But when the ABA came in to compete, because like I said, all these good players were coming out of college and nowhere to play.
Yeah.
So somebody had the idea, so we need a league to compete with the NBA. So they had an ABA team came in.
ABA.
And they started trying to recruit some of these same players to the NBA.
Yeah.
And so the NBA didn't like that competition.
Oh.
So the ABA started to get a little notoriety. So to stop that, they said, wait a minute, we need to do something about this. And they merged a little bit. They took some of the better ABA teams and added it to the NBA to keep them from competing.
Yeah.
And that's how the league started to grow and add teams and cities and everything.
Wow.
To what it is today. 32 teams today.
Golly,
And they
boy.
still got players coming out that can play.
Yeah.
But where they go? Overseas.
Overseas.
You see, they go overseas because
Overseas.
they want to have good pro basketball overseas.
Right.
And so they pay these guys, some of these guys, pretty good money to go over there and play. Some of the guys who get cut from the NBA, hey, I'm going over there and play.
Yeah.
You know, watching. I'm sorry, Real.
Go ahead.
But watching some of the film, old basketball. I was on YouTube watching some of the games, St. Louis Hawks in 1965.
Yeah.
I think they played it's a championship game against Philadelphia or somebody. I can't remember.
Usually, the Hawks used to play a lot. Their competition was the Lakers and the Celtics.
Okay.
Okay.
You know, watching that style of basketball that y'all played back in those days, and now the way they play now, do you enjoy watching the game of basketball now? Because see, when I watch y'all play, it wasn't a lot of razzle dazzle, and it wasn't a lot of traveling. It wasn't no carrying and stuff.
See, you talking about the same thing I talk about right now. How in the world are you gonna guard somebody if they're carrying the ball and they're traveling, taking 2 or 3 extra steps and they don't call it?
Yeah.
How you gonna do that? And these guys can play, but how you
do that?
You know, how do every time Giannis come down the court, he's knocking people over with his elbow and everything, and you don't even call an offensive foul.
Yeah.
And then these guys down low, they pick up the ball, carry it. You can't guard nobody like that.
So do you enjoy watching the game still?
No, not really. No, not really. To tell the truth, not really. You know, I'd rather see the big time college games, man.
Yeah.
You know, Duke.
Yeah.
UConn and playing, battling one another in North Carolina. You know, those are good games, man.
One of the, as far as NBA is concerned, one of the teams that people will always remember for, I guess, a couple different reasons, but the Chicago Bulls, right? Chicago Bulls, one of the most legendary teams, one of the Lakers and Celtics and all that. But the Chicago Bulls head coach, Phil Jackson, you had an opportunity to meet or play or room or do something.
Well, what happened is along the way, I had a chance to, some teams invited me to camp. They want to get, when you come to camp, first start in NBA, you want to bring in people who can be good practice fodder for the other team. Chances of making the team is not that. But I was invited. I was invited later on to try with the Bullets, with the 76ers, and the Knicks. So last time I tried was about my last year was with the Knicks when I was MVP and all that. So they invited me. Well, Phil Jackson was his second year. He had back surgery his first year. You know, after his first year, he had back surgery. So he had to come in with the rookies.
Okay.
You see?
Okay.
So I had a chance to room with him
Okay.
and go to practice with him, you know.
Oh, okay.
You know.
Did he seem as if he had a basketball mindset at
Yeah,
that point?
yeah, you know, he made the team as a rookie. Like I said, he had already been there a year before I got there.
Okay.
But he had back surgery, so therefore he had to come in and prove himself all over again to come in with the rookies, make sure his back was okay and everything. So he had a little run with the Knicks and everything. But I used to ride with him in his old Mercedes. He was always kind of a weird, quiet guy, you know, very weird type guy. Very well read, he's a smart guy, you can tell, you know. But yeah. If I could, he would remember if I could talk to him today. I'd say I was one of your roommates. I was not the only one. It was like 4 of us in a room.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I would tell him. I said, I remember when you had that old Mercedes and you just ride to practice.
Yeah.
with me."
Yeah.
Then that was jogging
That was jogging memory. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's
dang,
awesome.
Phil Jackson, his back problem started way back then, huh?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He was a very thin guy. We just called him shoulders because shoulders
He had them
would stick out.
shoulders.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got them broad shoulders.
Yeah.
Well,
Long arms.
Yeah.
drafted by the St. Louis Hawks. End up playing with the
Wilmington Blue Bombers.
Blue Bombers.
Blue Bomber.
Yeah, they called it Wilmington, and so they went bankrupt after, and then I decided, and then I was picked up by other teams, and I decided, you know what? I think I was 31 years old. I said, I think I've accomplished all I want to accomplish. You know, it's no sense to me. I'm not making any money, you know, and I said, I've done all I can do. I've achieved this, I've achieved that, and I decided I'll retire. So
Well,
I
listen,
retired at 31, and I just taught school and came back
31.
grading, and came back home, and I taught down in Sarasota for 26 years.
Golly.
Yeah, I taught 9 years at Sarasota High School and 17 years at Booker High School, and I retired in 02.
So I played against Mr. Bellamy, man.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, some of the players, Aaron Bellamy.
Yeah.
Now, is Aaron some kin of y'all? The Bellamy?
No, he's one of them Bellamys over there.
Oh, okay.
I'm an only child.
Okay.
But my other question, like Mr. Walt Bellamy. He's some
No,
kid-
Walt Bellamy played with the Knicks and everything. A lot of people used to get us mixed up.
I used to get y'all mixed up, man.
Yeah, see, because our names so similar. Walt, Waite. And
Yeah.
people just
Yeah.
assume
Yeah.
that we were either brothers or we were, somebody was mispronouncing my name.
Gotcha.
So when I used to play, the people used to say, hey, wait, how's your brother Walt doing? Well,
Yeah.
But he's 6'11". He's from New Bern, North Carolina, and my family is from Little River, South Carolina, which is right across the line from one another.
right across the line.
Yeah, so
You don't
and
think
I
it
asked
could be
my
no
people-
relations?
Well,
Man,
there
it
were a
could
lot
be.
of Bellamy all along that area. There's a lot of
Man, we gonna have to get ancestors
Yeah,
involved.
man,
Troy,
We gonna get some
So,
ancestors.
Mr.
Troy, we
Bellamy-
gonna have to get ancestors
Yeah,
So,
involved.
Mr. Bellamy,
yeah.
today I was on YouTube, and I say, man, I'm gonna see can I find some old films on Mr. Waite Bellamy. Soon I say Waite Bellamy, Walt Bellamy came up.
yeah.
I say, man, these the same people, man. It might be the same person, man.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
But if you just type in my name, Waite Bellamy, then my information will come up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it came up too,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I said,
yeah.
but it was Walt Bellamy right there with you.
Yeah.
Y'all might
Yeah.
be some kin, Mr.
Yeah,
Bellamy.
he passed away a few years back.
How was it to sit in the gymnasium of Florida A&M to see your number being retired and going up into?
Oh man, that's quite an honor. It's only Clem Johnson, who played with the 76ers,
Okay.
his jersey and my jersey retired, 2 men and 2 women. A girl named White and a girl named Robinson. The Robinson girl was one of the all-time leading scorer for females, and the other girl, White, she was one of the better. She's one of the stealers of in the nation. You know, so she was a pretty good basketball player also. So our jerseys hanging up in the gym.
So,
Dang, boy, that's tremendous.
So you know, you talked about earlier not having film, but at this point, your kids were there.
Yeah.
Was that? Talk to me about that. Just having them there to experience that. With
Yeah,
you.
well, now the team that in Wilmington, Delaware now called the Wilmington Blue Coats, and
Yes.
up there, now, that's in the G League.
Yes.
The 76ers own that team now.
Okay.
You know, they sponsored. They the one paid for my kids and all to come back up there for them to honor me twice. 1 year they came back there. So I was MVP, but when I retired, I never got my trophy. They usually give you a trophy when you come back the next year and start the season. But I retired and I never went back.
Got you.
So Troy reminded everybody, Troy, he got on that phone. Hey, man, my dad, they don't never. Yeah. So they looked it up. So they say, okay, they invited me up and everything. So they presented me before the game, brought me on the middle of the court and presented me with my trophy.
Yes. Yes.
And so they didn't want me to fly back with it, so they sent it to me and laid on back home.
Okay.
And then the next year they came, well, Bellamy, now we want to do another thing for you. We're going to bring you back again. And then so they brought me back to retire my jersey.
That's awesome, man.
Good.
And that was quite an experience. Then all my kids came with me. You know.
Yeah.
And then they had a ceremony and I had to look back and they said my jersey rolling down out of the gym like that with number 9 on it, like that, with my name on it.
That's big time. That's big time, man.
That's really
That's
big.
big time. But you know what? I'm gonna tell you. I know we're gonna move along because we ain't trying to keep you all night.
Yeah, that's right, you know.
But the pride that I see you and your family have for FAMU, because you know Troy gonna post everything on Facebook.
Yeah.
Boy, y'all gonna be at the Classic.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna be at homecoming. Y'all gonna be down to Miami. Y'all,
Yeah.
every one of them Rattlers doing something,
Yeah.
Mr. Bellamy and Troy gonna be there.
Yeah. Well, I
So-
tailgate to the home games and all that up there, and I'm on the board of directors of the National Rally F Club, who we support the athletic department and everything. So I'm on the board of directors of that, and so I'm very involved up there with FAMU.
So how many years straight you attend the homecoming in the Classic?
Man, I go way back to the 70s, man. Man, when I came back, I probably missed one. I missed one Classic when I had back surgery and I couldn't make it. I had back surgery and I just couldn't make it that year. But I don't miss the Classic,
You
man.
don't miss that. You don't miss that.
No.
That's
Well-
big time.
Well, wait now, because you said you sit on what board right now?
The board of directors of the National Rattlers F Club.
Okay.
The national.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were you a part of student body, like a president or something when you were in school?
No,
Okay.
no,
All right.
no.
I just wanted to check that.
No.
So let me throw this out there. You know, in the world of NIL now. You know what I'm saying? We're in the world of NIL. Let me ask you this though. I mean, given what you accomplished now, in the world of NIL, if it existed back then, what brand would you sign on? What brand?
Well,
What brand? I mean,
I don't, it's hard for me to say, but somebody got to come to me to give me a choice. I can't tell you what brand. But if Nike or somebody.
That's what I wanted to hear. I knew you were going to say Nike.
Because Nike got the money.
Right.
If it's good enough for Mike, it's good enough for me.
So how you feel about these players making that kind of money in college, millions of dollars?
Yeah, well, it's better than
Yeah.
we got absolutely nothing.
That's
Yeah.
right.
That's
right.
That's better than that. And they were getting in the bigger schools. They were getting things anyway underhand.
Yeah.
And some people got caught, some people didn't. Like your boy, USC took his trophies from him.
Reggie Bush.
Reggie Bush, yeah, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Got caught, and they wouldn't let him even come back on campus anymore, and banned him off campus and all that kind of stuff. Nah, I think they finally gave him back, stuff like that. So things change.
Yeah.
Things change. I sure would like to have had that. I would, I've been shipping it back to my mom so she wouldn't have to struggle and live in the project.
Yeah.
So things like that.
That's
My
awesome.
goodness, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now I'm just gonna assume. You tell me, being the player and the athlete that you were, how was it trying to raise kids and trying to prep them to play basketball? Were you tough on them?
No.
Okay.
I wasn't tough on them. I wouldn't push them. I didn't push them at all.
Okay.
I let them decide how they want to do their lives. I didn't want to put that kind of pressure on them or anything like that. And so, but I encouraged them. I mean, when I was teaching, I taught elementary physical education up there while I was playing.
Yeah.
Well, I used to bring him to school with me before he even entered school. And I let him play up and down the court and play stuff with the kids, and he wasn't even in school.
Yeah.
But and so he developed coordination and everything. So he good basketball. He ended up being a good basketball player for Sarasota High School, and he got a scholarship to Rollins and played a couple of years until he decided, hey, I think I want to go over to FAMU. And so and he's glad he did because he loves FAMU. I mean, I've been taking them to the games, and they already knew ever since they were kids. That's all they knew, FAMU. So that was easy thing for him to decide.
Yeah.
He want to keep that Bellamy last name flowing.
Yeah.
He want to keep that. And then he also knew if he go to FAMU, he was going to be an instant star because of their last name.
Well,
he probably walk around on camera with his chest out. That's my dad's school.
My dad's school. That's some sometimes could be added pressure, especially.
But I want him to do his own thing.
Yeah.
Man. He had to do that.
Yeah. Well, that's good, man. I really, I think if you look at the kids and to know that your dad or your mom was this great of an athlete and people honored them and something like that, it can unintentionally create this pressure for them, and that they have to be just as great. Yeah. And sometimes that's just not fair to the kids to have to live up to your father's name. Right. So I think about LeBron and what
trying to be
that has to be
LeBron
tough.
Trying to make him, maybe something that he really not capable of, what I mean? And some people say, well, I don't blame him for doing that for his son and all that, but he doesn't need the money. He doesn't need that pressure. He needs to live his own life and do his own thing. Yeah. And so that's the way.
Tough. It'd be tough.
Yeah.
I've got two more questions for you. One, if you could pick just one game that you can go back and relive, what would be that game and why?
Basketball.
Basketball.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's a difficult one because you know why? Because I had so many, and then that's it's a difficult one. But I was proud of that game. It's a strange thing, man. I'm proud of that game where I scored 62 points. Now we were on a bus. I scored that away, not a home game. It was snowing. We was up in Connecticut. We had to go to play the team out of Connecticut. We were in Wilmington, Delaware. We had to go. And the bus was late. We had to get off the bus and put on our uniform and play. No warm-up.
Boy, you got the bus doing that?
It's better. You got the bus hot?
Yeah.
In the cold?
Yeah.
In the cold.
Well,
See, that would have been a different level now.
Yeah,
it was a whole different level now, Mr. Bellamy.
But it wasn't cold in the gym, but we didn't have a chance to warm up. We just had to hurry and put on our clothes and play. But, so I just one of those things where I was pretty hot that night.
So, Ms. Bellamy,
awesome.
you are a true basketball player.
Yeah.
A true basketball player just play.
Yeah.
I guess warm-up do mean something. Well, obviously they don't.
Yeah,
If you were in the cold, you didn't warm up. You get off the bus, score 63.
yeah.
Okay, right quick before Rich asks this last question. Who did you look up to as a basketball player? I mean, for you to be as great as you were, you had to have somebody you looked up to.
Yeah. Well,
Your idols. Who was the guys that?
yeah. Well, I took a little bit of this from that person, a little bit of this from that person. But y'all may not know there was a player called Elgin Baylor.
Mm-hmm.
Elgin Baylor was played for the Lakers and everything. Very good player. There was another guy for the 76ers. I practiced his jump shot, and he wrote a book on it, and I studied that stuff all year, jump shooting and your technique.
Yeah.
You know, I just, you got to have a good technique, to be a good shooter. The first thing, like you see how Curry can shoot.
Yeah.
You see how his balls go through the net.
Yeah.
You got to know the right arc. A lot of guys don't understand that.
Yeah.
You got to have the right arc for that ball to go through that net like it does.
Crisp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it doesn't touch anything.
They
You
say
see-
nothing but
yeah,
draw.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
he got, he can get that shot off so quick, a quick wrist.
Yeah.
He flick that ball like that. As short as he is, he can get that ball. All he needs is one little peek.
Yeah.
One little peek, and
Yeah.
that ball is gone. Before you talk about blocking it, you're not going to block it.
Mm-hmm.
As small as he is. And I just studied it. I used to get the books, come out every year, and I watch some of these guys and their forms and their techniques, and that's what I try to do. That's how.
Because you seen Wilt Chamberlain and
Yeah.
Bill Russell.
Well,
You
see,
seen
yeah.
them.
See, I was going to be, if I had made that team, I used to go see Wilt Chamberlain's guy play and all, because I right there 30 miles from, Wilmington, Delaware was about 30 miles from Philadelphia. So I used to go over there anyway to see all the games. And then when I tried out for him and didn't make the team, then I go to real call winner, and I go, they had that for me and everything. So, but they had some great teams over there, and I used to watch them play.
That's awesome.
Wilt was very dominant. He could have done. He was so much better. He doesn't get the accolades that he should get, but he was one of the better. He could have done. He was a good athlete, y'all. I mean, he could high jump. He was a good athlete. Yeah, but he was a very selfish basketball player, to tell the truth. He was hard to coach. He was very difficult to coach. He wouldn't listen to the coach because he was so much better than everybody. He was always wanted to be Russell. When Russell got a new contract, Russell was the first one to get $100,000 a year. Well, Wilt Chamberlain said, "I'm better than Russell," but Russell was winning championships, and you were not. So that's why he said, "But I'm better than Russell." So when this contract came, I want to make $1 more than Russell, and they gave it to him.
Yeah.
$101 and $1.
Wow.
But Mr. Waite, in your eyes, was he better than Russell though?
Yes. Heck yeah, he's better than Russell. Way better than Russell.
God, no.
But Russell.
Well, Russell had a better team, probably, right?
He had a better team, and Russell, he was more of a hustler.
Okay.
And then Chamberlain. Chamberlain was worried about the scoring and how many fouls he did. He took pride. I never fouled out of a game. And he'll walk over timeouts. He'll walk over to see, make sure y'all don't have no fouls down there. Why did the coach over there talking to the other players? Yeah, man, he was difficult.
Yeah.
Well, what's your message to young athletes trying to chase the pro game today?
Well, I think is very few is going to be. Everybody think that they're going to be a pro. These little football players and these little basketball players, everybody think, I want to go to the NBA. I want. Very, very few. 1%, 2% of these guys end up like that. They don't understand that there's guys all over the country got the same dreams you have. And sometimes, just like when you go somewhere, the college, for example,
Mm-hmm.
you are surprised. Or you thought in your little town you came from, your little Braden, your little Sarasota, your little Tampas, and your little thing, you think because you made this the All-American here, you're the best thing since sliced bread.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't realize that somebody in Chicago and Detroit and Podunk, Georgia, and everything, and been working out, and they when y'all come there, only the best gonna survive.
Yeah.
And you say, "Oh Lord, I thought I was the best." And it's the same thing. If you're a good student, you're an A student at Sarasota High School or Southeast, you're an A student. You don't realize there's some A plus students that you going to school with, and you say, "Oh, I thought I was pretty smart, but him, Georgina and John Jones, they're smarter than me, man." You go to those classes, so, and that's why you find so many kids go to these big schools thinking they're going to be all that, and they got a pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
And that's why they had to go to the portal and come down to some of the HBCUs and other smaller schools where they can be a little more competitive. So get your education. Think about getting your education first. So many guys who do not concentrate on getting that education. That's your backup. Getting that degree. So that's what I was advising.
That's some great information, man. Because the percentage, like you say, the percentage of a kid making it to the NBA is very, very small.
Yes.
And even just the only 3 people I can think of in Manatee County, you, Mr. Waite Bellamy, Mr. Howard Porter.
Killer Jones.
Yeah, I'm talking about in the NBA. Like
NBA.
Basketball.
All the sport.
You, Howard Porter, Cliff with us.
Yeah.
Cliff Rozier.
Yeah.
And them the only people that I can think of.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, you talking about 30 and 40 year difference.
Yeah, and Cliff Rozier, but see, if you had the wrong attitude, I remember, he had a little problem. Trying to go there and you're thinking this and everything. And I saw Howard Porter. Howard Porter came up to Villanova when I was right there with him, Delaware. And I used to go over to watch him play. When he came up, freshmen couldn't play.
Oh.
They had a freshman team. He didn't play until this sophomore year.
Oh.
And so his problem was he never did learn anything but that same thing where he played in high school. He didn't work on anything else. Turn around, jump shot. Turn around, jump shot. So once he went to the pros, he found out that didn't work. You got to have you got to have an all-around game than just that.
Yeah.
And that didn't work for him.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to end it off this. A lot of times people ask the question, what is something that you regret? I'm going to change it up and ask, what's something that you're proud about?
I'm proud of the fact that I did go back to school and got my degree, and I ended up getting another degree. I'm a master's degree, and I taught school, and I enjoyed the heck out of it. I taught school, like I said. I taught math for a few years, and that was a difficult subject for me when I was in high school. And I didn't major in math. I majored in physical education and everything, and I was going to be a PE teacher. And but I learned math as a substitute teacher at first, and so I taught the kids who had difficulty in math.
Okay.
And because I had the patience to do it. The math teachers who majored in math, I don't want to teach them. I didn't go to college to get my math to teach these kids like that, So I taught those kids math. And I was very patient with them, and boy, there's some of them.
Wow.
They tell me today, Mr. Bellamy, I couldn't made it if it wasn't for you in math.
That's
You
awesome.
know,
Yeah.
so I'm proud of that kind of stuff. In my last few years, I did teach PE, and I had a ball.
Uh-huh.
You know, I had a ball, and so that's what I'm proud of.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's big time.
Well,
Big
listen,
time.
man, it has been a pleasure
Yes, sir.
walking
Yes,
down
sir.
this road with you and learning everything about your journey. and all the things you had to go through or got accomplished and so forth. So that was just awesome, the video. So I'm gonna say this, Mr. Bellamy. Thank you from myself and the rest of the Troof Be Told cast for giving us this ability to interview you and sit down.
Yes.
And it really does mean something to us. We have had different guests, but for whatever reason, when we are able to go back and talk to people that have been through the different stages of life like you have, that warms me and does a lot for myself. I appreciate you for taking that
Made
time.
me feel real good. I feel real good, man, that I'm a product of the Rogers Projects, man. You know? I walk the same streets this legend walked over the project. And you know my family, so man.
And you know, when I went to FAMU, man, that's what I wanted to do. I was thinking about the people in the project. I want to make the people in the project proud, man. You know. And they tell me that what I was doing at FAMU, they used to announce it back to over the PA system at Lincoln about what I was doing, man.
So,
that's awesome.
So that's what somebody told me.
Wow. Well, guys, you guys heard it, man.
Yes, sir. Y'all heard it.
We definitely appreciate you. If you have not subscribed to our channel, make sure you do that.
Yes, sir.
For my homeboy T Green, the God Barber, and also D Ray, and also the legendary and the one and only Mr. Scoring every goddamn point in the basket. Get off the goddamn bus.
Tell you, man.
Line it up.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Lincoln High School need to stand up. Not Lincoln, Lincoln.
Lincoln High School.
Lincoln High School need to stand up, man.
Appreciate you, Mr. Waite Bellamy. Appreciate you a lot. Thank you, Todd, for bringing your dad, man. Appreciate it, man, a lot. I mean, Troy, my bad, for bringing your dad. Todd too. Because I asked Todd. I Todd.
He told me that.
So I like, he said, yeah, man, my dad would do it. I said, you sure? Yeah, he'll do it. He called me back, said, we got it. I said, well, all right, let's go.
Yes,
so
sir.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
For everybody that's watching, thank you for tuning in. Once again, the Troof Be Told, and I guess we out.
Yeah, we out.
Truth, really, that's all we know. Keep it real and authentic. This truth be told, only the truth. Tune in, cause you gotta watch. It's like you with us while we kick it in the barbershop. Here to motivate and inspire. Hosted by the real deal and the God Barber. I hope that you ready, keep it